3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, I'm Omega. Welcome back to Day Night Showmatches. Today we have Anuzarg versus Ottr, number 2. Casting with 0 Lambda today, and as always, we have a few questions for everybody before we start. First questions. Obvious ones. Rank, race, region. Basically a normal StarCraft 2 stats, essentially. And then the last question, the for fun one. We have a WCS set of events going on right now. If you have any new any thoughts on the new format, let us know about that. Otherwise, tell us what player you are most rooting for at the moment. Anuzarg.
All right, so it's race first, right? So I am a Zerg player, and currently I am in Silver League, and I'm playing on the region NA. And my favorite player in WCS right now has to be, let me see. Basically in WCS, oh my god, I haven't been following it for so much now.
You can include GSL as well, even though it's not like strictly part of WCS anymore, I don't think. As weird as that is to say. It is. It's like it contributes points to the player, so they can still get into the finals with it. But it's
finals. Yeah, but I suppose. Well, since I don't know exactly what players are in, so I'll have to be rooting for the same player I've always been rooting for every time I'm playing StarCraft. Scarlet, the Zerg player, really like her Link Baneling style, very nice. And of course the Bomber. Scarlet Bomber war in 2013. I have to always remember that. Yeah.
All right. Well, then, next would be Ottr then.
Still unranked. Zerg on NA server. And I haven't been watching WCS as much this season because I don't like the format. I like being able to watch either Americans or Europeans play. And if I have a choice, I never watch the Americans play. I'll always just watch WCS Europe, and that's it. So I haven't really been following too much.
Okay, fair enough. And why not 0? Even though it's probably painful for me to ask you this right now, but still.
0.
You make me cry.
We just watched Huck get kind of squashed.
Yeah, Huck got kind of squashed today, unfortunately.
Wellmood is really good.
Yeah, Wellmood is really good, and then against Maxed, he 2-0'd Maxed last time he played him. Unfortunately, that didn't happen this time.
No.
They both tried to proxy Oracle each other, and Maxed had a Mothership core, and Huck didn't.
Yeah. Now, granted, of course, when Huck goes Oracle against somebody, it's a lot closer than if it happens to me. If I'm on the ladder, that happens to me. I kill 3 or 4 of his I kill like 4 or 5 of his probes, feel pretty good about it, and look back at my base and it's gone. And I'm like, oh.
Oh shit.
Well, I guess I lost.
That's the worst thing.
I don't have that kind of multitask for that situation at all. Just
so
in case anybody out there is ever playing me, you know what to do. Just.
So recently I just played this game against a Terran. I thought I was winning. I had this huge Roach Hydra army. I just defended his push, and then after that I attacked his base, and the next thing I knew, my entire base was getting obliterated by Doom Drop. I was like, holy shit. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's the same sort of feeling.
Yeah.
Matchup though. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to map vetoes. This is the same process as always. Still a best of 3. So 2 vetoes per player. Sending rock, paper, scissors in StarCraft 2. Well, then in case you tied. Go again. Alright, Anuzarg went to paper. Ottr stayed on rock. So... Anuzarg, what would you like to do? Veto first or second?
Veto second.
Alright. What would you like to remove, Ottr?
Inferno pools.
Done.
Whoa.
Next.
Okay, let's remove... Let me have a look here. Vani Research Station. Money Research Station.
Okay, next.
Catalina. Or Catalina. How do you pronounce that? I've actually never known.
I've always
But
said
it's got a squid on
Catalina.
it.
But I don't know. It does sound, I don't know, in my head, every time I hear the word, it kind of looks like a salad dressing. That might be why I'm pronouncing it that way.
Is Catalina? No, Catalina's an island, isn't it? Not a salad dressing. I'm feeling really stupid if it's both.
No, it's. I actually don't know.
It's also a salad dressing, and it is one of my favorites.
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Well.
Thank you.
Yes.
I learned something today.
Had to throw that in there. I like salad.
Oh, thank you, Zero.
Cool. All right then.
And thing is
last veto then.
All right. Let's see. Well, I think overgrowth.
Okay. That means our map will be Expedition Lost, Secret Spring, and Deadwing. What would you like first, Ottr?
I'll just go down the list, I guess. No. Well, meh, sure. Expedition Lost.
All right, and second, Anuzarg.
Deadwing.
Okay. Third will be Secret Spring, and now we are ready to get started. Okay. Good luck, everybody. May our games tonight be free of technical problems.
Shh. You're not supposed to say anything.
I'm just gonna say it every single time, so it'd be like I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I think you just jinxed it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably did.
That's okay.
The first thing that happens, the entire game crashes.
Wouldn't be the first.
Blizzard decides to make a surprise maintenance.
That would be surprising.
No.
That would be so. As to why. But anyway, yep. Good luck, guys. As always, if you lose, coming back to the post-game interview is optional, but we would love to have you all the same. So don't let that dissuade you. Good luck. Okay.
I want to cry.
You know what? I want to try something. Put me on spectator instead of referee. I want to see if it messes with my music.
Okay. Let me try that.
Because I've noticed almost every game I've casted with ref on, it almost always gives me the menu music. Which feels wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, I suppose. I myself would like the Brood War stuff.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I have it set to Brood War, but yeah, we'll see if Spectator is what happens.
I wish there was like slightly more divisions on that. Like you could pick like Heart of the Swarm soundtrack. Specifically like 3 tracks from the campaign that I would love to have loop constantly.
Yeah.
Now that we've gotten away from the season of WCS where it came out and we got to hear them every single broadcast.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
but yeah, I keep it on all these days.
Alright, so when was the last time these guys played? It was
about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, couple weeks, yep.
Hmm?
I think, I actually don't remember the outcome.
Anuzarg was a bit more in practice, so he was able to take it out over Ottr.
Ah, okay. So yeah, we'll see if Ottr has improved a little bit. I know that she was practicing more recently, so.
Yeah, I saw her more on StarCraft, so yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what happens as well, though. We'll see if Anuzarg's been playing this, or what? Did he say he got into Heroes or something?
Yeah, he's been playing more Heroes than anything. I mean, that's the story for all of
I
us.
can't really blame him, yeah. I mean, technically, if you want to get super recent with me, I've played more StarCraft than Heroes, but it's only because I didn't play either over the past 3 days. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be doing some of that.
A lot better today, by the way. Yay.
Yep, we're going to be doing that tonight.
Yeah.
It's a date.
Yeah.
Ah, Monosaurus.
Hey, Monosaurus.
Bertrang, Zero Q,
Yeah.
Sig Cloud.
Weirdly as that works out. Yeah, because Anuzarg got up to gold for a while, so he was playing Monosaurus for a bit. Okay. Let's hop right at the map here on Expedition Lost. We have our purple Zerg player. It is none other than Anuzarg.
Enemy southwest position. Spawning is the green Zerg player. It is Ottr.
Yeah, got Mr. Sig hanging out in the chat as well. Friend of ours, mutual friend of myself and Ottr, actually, from World of Warcraft.
Ah, very
Good to see
good.
you, sir.
Very good. Welcome. Some crazy stuff usually happens between these players and ZRQ as well. You see some very interesting lower league games.
Anuzarg is kind of a loose cannon. I don't think I've never known this guy to play only standard. I mean, he can. I've seen him do it. But he, like, if you give him weird ideas, he will take them and do stuff. And he was the guy who, like, kind of encouraged me to try experimenting with Fun Day Monday topics. It's matches, which we don't do anymore. But it was entertaining the first couple times we tried it, and even resulted in one of his games ending up on the Day 9 daily back when we were still doing Fun Day stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I think the last one we submitted was that mass sentry where you were allowed to build cannons, and it turned into a Great Wall of Cannon, China.
Yeah, that got a little silly, but it was still an entertaining game nonetheless.
Indeed, indeed.
But yeah, tonight, for anybody who's wondering, not only do we have this match, but we also have at 7 p.m. PST, Bertrang versus Ghost Gambit. So Bertrang, actually a real old name in the matches, hasn't played in probably over half a year at this point. I'm really excited to see how he's doing.
That'll be pretty good. Always nice to have a full night. We've got a full weekend, actually. All 3 days are filled with at least 2 matches, so
Yep.
Very good, very good.
Tomorrow should be especially interesting as they are both best of fives, one of which I know goes to 5 games because it's a bunch of replays. Spoiler alert. But it is a thing that is happening, and I'm super looking forward to seeing the games and not just seeing the number of them.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Usually when it goes all the way 5 games, there's some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, either they cheesed 4 games and countered each other 4 times, or they were a bunch of good games and stuff like that. It's unpredictable.
Very good.
So far here, nobody trying anything unusual in the early game. No early pools, just standard hatchery timings. And if they've got anything interesting planned for us, it'll most likely be a little further into the game. A little bit of gas being picked up by Anuzarg here. Ottr doing not that, actually going for a little bit more of a economy focus. We'll have to wait and see whether or not the gas Anuzarg is picking up here is just for Zergling's speed, or if he intends to grab some additional tech on top of that. Were he a pro player, we would expect him to pull his guys out of gas immediately at 100. But he's not, so we'll just have to wait and see if he does it in general.
Yep.
This is interesting.
Got an Evo chamber on the way. Yeah, very interesting. Looking to get some kind of upgrade advantage here. Yep, Ottr opting for no gas. Anuzarg going for the single extractor. And it's got a little bit banked up. Not really going for speed unless he's going to be using it on upgrades here instead. Not totally out of the question.
Stacking it up to this extent makes me think he might be going up to Lair or intending on getting Banglings. It seems a little bit odd to grab this much early on. Could also just be an accident. I mean, that happens.
This is true.
So we can't discount it. Ottr's starting to pick up her initial base gas. Both players looking at pretty similar drone counts, except for Ottr now shooting a little further ahead to 10 drones. Okay. This is interesting because that's actually significant enough in a mirror match that if they were to start to get in a protracted fight, Ottr would actually start to get very far ahead. This +1 armor, though, from Anuzarg could turn out to be interesting. It's a very unusual upgrade to see this early on in pretty much any matchup. The exception being, I guess, PvT. Sometimes the Protoss will grab it. But not usually what people go for first. If they get one upgrade, it's usually just attack.
Yep. Ottr finally getting both of her gas and moving up into roaches, as well as link speed.
Anuzarg doing the same thing, but actually hasn't grabbed link speed, still just grabbed roaches.
Yeah, he opted for a +1 carapace here. Wonder how that's going to affect the game. I mean, every unit's going to take a little bit less damage, so it's possible that it could turn the edge, but the surround from all the links from Ottr is going to be pretty rough.
For anybody who might not be aware, basically when you grab an upgrade or you grab a damage upgrade, pretty much what it does is it increases the unit's attack by some percentage value. In most cases, actually just 1 point. It may not seem like it's very significant, but against some units that'll mean that instead of dying in 3 hits, the unit dies in 2. Blizzard's very, very careful about mathematically setting all that stuff up. It's kind of amazing to look at sometime. Just get a spreadsheet out of all the like you get an upgrade and exactly how much more powerful does that make a unit against everything. It's pretty neat to look at. But typically, when you grab an armor upgrade, it does the opposite. Obviously, it's going to make you take an extra hit if you're lucky. Against some units, it won't. If they have a special strength against that, like I don't think it'll matter much against an immortal until you get 2 of them, for example. But you know, against the Zealot in Protoss terms, it's pretty awesome.
It's very much so. So Anuzarg opting to move across the map here, poke in with the small army he's got. He's going to get a Rude Awakening.
These are speedlings. This is going to hurt. She's got a lot of them. Yeah, okay. That was a smart move, though. Sending those 2lings up there and being like, okay, that's a problem. Decent positioning here. He's not going to get completely surrounded. He's trying to knock the rocks down, which might help him out a little bit here, but unfortunately, he needed to damage the lings. He didn't do that. Now he doesn't really have enough to take care of this. He's just going to lose these roaches for free. This is looking extremely good for Ottr right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Early losses here. Supply is lying right now, unfortunately. Ottr's a little bit ahead. She's actually going for the 3rd base.
Ottr can actually back away from the lings. I mean, I know she's put a lot of them out, but she's getting the upgrades actually for roaches primarily. So I should expect to see her go into that soon. Oh, there's a decent amount of defenses back home. She sent a little bit up there. It's going to poke off one of the queens, kill another one on the low ground, and just back away. This is actually a little bit unusual as a style of play for Ottr. Typically, when we see her play, she tends to get very, very aggressive in these counter pushes, but just picking off what was freely available and ducking out.
Yep. Tell of skill is knowing when to stop, actually.
Yeah, here comes the roaches now. +1 upgrade for Anuzarg. So, yeah, grabbed armor first. He's going to have 1/1. Be a little bit... He just started Lair, I believe. Did he? No. Okay. So he's going to be a little while before he can start up his 2+2/+2 upgrades. But
20 roaches there queued up for Ottr. Anuzarg just expanded. He dropped his 3rd here.
This time she should actually be a little bit more careful about engaging that. Those things are going to do a lot better against the Zerglings this time, especially with both upgrades. We can even see that happening here. They're going to pick off one with some... Oh, she should run these roaches away. She's going to lose. She's going to lose. Okay, let's go. Not the biggest deal in the world. She's still producing units.
Poking more beefy roaches. Not good with lesser numbers there.
This +1 upgrade going for Anuzarg actually could make things a little bit difficult. All except that he's actually engaging in a really horrible location. Excellent arc for Ottr here is going to enable all of her roaches to continue firing at the smaller group of Anuzarg and should actually give her the advantage in this fight. He's trying to back out to even things up a little bit, but no, he's not. He's actually not turning around. Small group of the roaches continue to pursue, picks off 2, and lets him go.
Yeah, pretty choke point there. Totally changes everything. Even with the +1 armor. See how this pans out there. Ottr is not on creep here. Not a good idea.
Uh-oh.
Anuzarg's got a little bit of an advantage.
A little bit of a better spread for Anuzarg here. This time he's getting the slightly better concave, but the roach numbers for Ottr just keep on pouring in. Side effect of actually what looks to be slightly better larva production by Ottr. Drone counts are the same, but she seems to have slightly better ability to produce units.
Yep,
we have a bunch of queens at the front. Not really any transfuses going down, though. And as a result, it looks like Ottr might edge this out over time.
Yep.
Oh, nope. Never mind. Defender's advantage. Too good.
Changed her mind, running away here. 18 to 15 roaches for in favor of Ottr. Anuzarg's gonna poke ahead. Probably shouldn't go too far out there. Roaches are very damaged.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Queens. Okay. Yeah, smart move.
Back on creep. They're okay. They're okay. It's alright.
The queens really are what shoved that back into Anuzarg's favor. Ottr's now starting to pick up additional upgrades. It looks like she wants to go down Hydra Tech, as we see that I think is the Hydra range upgrade in the queue.
Yep, groove spines coming down for Ottr. Anuzarg also dropped his own Hydra Den and is actually producing Hydras. Ooh. Ottr dropping 9 at a time.
Yeah, this upgrade lead actually could end up being a real key problem for Ottr going forward. Well, okay, interesting. looks like there's a little bit more roaches here for Anuzarg, so ultimately he probably should win this out. Yeah, I can even see his units eventually went onto a better concave and starting to just eat the roaches.
Nom, 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 nom. Yep, roaches folding in, cleaning up this force. Still staying on creep. Hydras are in play now, so these engagements are definitely going to be over with quite a bit faster. Ottr circumventing the roaches completely, going right back to lings.
Ooh, 34 lings grabbing a baneling nest, and actually in terms of the raw value, she has 5 more drones, and again, a little bit ahead in just the overall larva count. She has been losing a lot of units to bad positioning, but it's okay. I mean, as long as time is on her side here, I think she'll still kind of come out ahead, but these upgrades are concerning me a bit.
Yep, supplies are very, very even right now, so it's probably end up going to come down to control and upgrades at this point. Anuzarg expanding again for a 4th base in the top left corner. It should be good. Once that gets up, he'll have a little bit more larva to work with.
So this is something you can definitely do against this composition, but it requires good positioning. You need to hit the hydras with the banelings, not so much the roaches. If you can pull it off, it does wonders, honestly. Then again, if she has enough of the things, she can probably just barrel down whatever's left, but we'll have to wait and see here. Baneling's not out yet. 13 more hydras on the way. This is kind of an awkward fight, potentially, as essentially the Zerglings will be tanking for the hydras. Don't really see this very often, so I'm not sure what will happen. I think if the numbers were large enough, the roaches will come out on top, but that may not be the case here. I do not know what the critical number for that is. Yeah, here we go.
Anuzarg assaulting this base. Link's getting a few roaches caught out here, but definitely moving a lot faster. Wow, just picking away.
Might want to pull those back. Yeah,
picking away the roaches. Link's moving in again.
Comes. Okay, there's just not enough here for Anuzarg. He's going to get, all of his stuff's too bruised. Some of it, if you try to run through the army, is just dies for free. Ooh, brutal.
That's a round. That round is good.
And Ottr catching up in the upgrades, at least for a brief period of time. +2 is on the way for Anuzarg, but it's not quite there yet. It looks like she's going to move out across the map.
Going to move right on.
It's getting a little bit separated from the rest of the army. Yeah.
Don't want to engage those too far ahead first.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, not going to matter. Too many hydras.
Nope. This is essentially a marine death ball now. Oh, except they're splitting up. Oh, no. Oh, here comes those queens. Let's see if they can even this out again, just like they did last time. Ottr knocking on the front door here. Holy crap, the damage is real.
DPS.
Hydra's hurt a lot.
DPS going down here. Lings at the front. Chewing this stuff apart.
Sound effects, Sam. Sorry. I am having fun though. Anyway, yeah, I think Ottr, if she can stabilize this position, she's just gonna kill him because all of his reinforcements are gonna come out and engage piecemeal against this army.
Yep.
And this is looking bad. More reinforcements coming too from Ottr, keeping that macro out back home.
Yeah, just can't. Anuzarg can't get his units in here. The reinforced point is right where these hydras are standing. The natural goes down. That's GG.
Okay, so very interesting game. Both of these players are like macroing at a rate that is a stark contrast to when I saw them start.
Oh yeah, very much. They've come a long way, definitely. Their APM is even higher. I mean, just looking at the summary screen, these guys have been working on it.
That is for sure.
Working on it. We'll check and see if the players need a break here. And we'll go ahead and jump into game 2.
So, insofar as I actually realized I didn't pay attention to see whether the music was even there. I have a feeling that means it wasn't the menu music because I usually notice that.
Yeah.
But
something here is too familiar.
We'll do one more test of that.
The game 2 on Deadwing.
Because if that's what's going on, then we can have me be the ref, so you get the game music instead of the menu. Actually, that's probably what we should do. Let's just do that. I'll be the ref.
Okie dokie, I suppose. If you really want to.
Arr.
Checking with the players here. They are set. Let's hop into game 2. DVZ and Zargotter on the Deadwing Ladder Edition. So this is gonna get scrappy. Deadwing's a little silly.
If Ottr continues to show solid mechanics from a macro standpoint, I think this map will favor her a little. Just the increased distance will give her more time to actually do all that.
Not only that, just having more stuff in the open area.
But Anuzarg might take a look at this and think that, maybe this is just an opportunity to get aggressive. But let's see. Once again, in the top left part of the map, we have our purple Zerg player, currently behind 1 game, Anuzarg.
And his opponent spawning in the southeast position here. Up 1 game. Green Zerg player, it's Ottr. Looking to close out the series.
Well. So, it's, I don't know, random. Well, what have you been playing today?
I'm almost scared to say I'm very ashamed of myself.
It's a good game. You don't need to be ashamed of that.
I've been playing some Call of Duty recently.
Uh-huh.
The Advanced Warfare. See, now, I have...
Or as we also call it, the one with the jetpacks.
The one with the jetpacks that wants to be Titanfall but really isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing I tried to do in Advanced Warfare is double jump and run on the wall.
Oh.
And shoot at my opponent. That didn't go so well. I jumped up and promptly fell back to the floor with a bullet in my face. Like, yeah, not the same game.
No, definitely not.
No. But I was really heavy into Call of Duty back in Modern Warfare 2. That's when things still felt really good. There were new features coming in every release, and it was a new urban setting. It was very, very cool, very interesting. And Modern Warfare 3 rolled around, and everything was on the way down. Yep, just the way Advanced Warfare plays. I don't like any of the maps. Time to kill is so much lower. Oh boy, it's unbelievable. And there's this stupid gun that it's basically a hit scan weapon. You can click and hold and just kind of wave it around, and people die. It's an instant beam laser.
Oh.
It's just so frustrating to play
against.
against.
A smart pistol.
Oh man, I prefer the smart pistol. They actually have to get a lock on this thing. Some guy didn't even look down the sights and hip fired against me with that laser across the map, and I died. It's like, come on, that should not happen.
Aw, that's frustrating.
It was very frustrating, but no, just spending more time with it. But
as far as this game is concerned, only difference so far is that Ottr has opted for the spawning pool into hatchery version, and Anuzarg has opted into the hatchery then into spawning pool version. And pretty much the way this works out is Anuzarg should have a slight econ lead if he stays on top of everything, but it's minuscule to the point of it'll look almost the same. We have gas being picked up by both players here. So far, kind of ending up in the same place, I'd say.
Yeah, pretty close. Seconds apart. Not really that big of a deal.
Had to wait a little bit on there. I have also been playing shooter games today, though they were of the older variety. I got the Far Cry pack a while back.
Oh, goodness.
And I never played Far Cry 1 or 2 on this computer. I played Far Cry 1 on the Xbox and couldn't remember why I stopped playing it, so I loaded it up and started playing it. And that game's hard. Like, cruel hard. It's actually not fun at all. Sadly, the way the game is structured is... It has a lot of base mechanics that I'm okay with. You have to pay attention to sound real carefully because you die super fast, so that's really your only way of dealing with things around corners. You can use your binoculars to mark targets from a distance and put them on the radar, which is nice, but generally you can't see enemies before they see you, so it's almost a useless feature.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff like that going on, and it's like, use stealth, but if you if you play it as a stealth game, it becomes Mega Man, where every level is an invisible block puzzle thing.
Oh no.
And it's very frustrating. I found out later, after I posted my review and read a few others, that apparently there was a bug introduced in the most recent patch that causes the enemies to see through walls sometimes, which might be the source of my frustration.
Oh shit. That
But
sucks.
anyway, yeah, Lynx in base.
Lings in the base, Ottr was supply block there. Anuzarg took out the frontal overlord, just gonna get in. Got a good scout, but potentially gonna lose a few of these units. Oh man, every single one.
No, she got the scout off, though. I mean, she saw what was up here. I don't know if she saw the roach, though. Did she?
No, I don't think
Yeah,
it was...
she did. She saw the roach warren.
Alright, Roach Warren, it is. Thought you meant the roach units.
No. My
Yeah,
bad.
she died a little too quick for that, I think.
But yeah, I'm not so much a fan of that version. I might patch it again and give it another try at some point. It is entertainingly camp, though. Like, it's definitely they watched a bunch of cheesy 80 action films and tried to make a game like that. It would have been a little better if you weren't made of paper. It probably would have actually felt like those films. But you know, I mean, it's still a decent game for what it is. Again, get that patch though. Don't play the game the way it is.
Right.
It's got issues. Far Cry 2, on the other hand, is fantastic. The mouse behaves fun in an odd way in the menu, but it plays fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, good. So yep, we got a third base coming out from Anuzarg here. They both have double Evo.
The only interesting thing at the moment is that Anuzarg is starting to stock a gas, and Ottr is stocking minerals to an almost frightening extent. And these are not exactly parallel errors. What they basically mean when you see someone really piling up a lot of minerals like that is they either probably should be expanding, getting drones, or they're supply blocked in some way. Whereas if you see gas starting to pile up, usually that means the person's screwing up their attack path in some way. But Anuzarg seems to have solved that problem with all the upgrades.
All the upgrades. It's good. Especially Ling Army, this is going to melt pretty fast if he has enough attack upgrades. That's for sure. And on top of having a third base that's extra larva, if Ottr pushed out right now, she could probably really do some damage. There's not a lot here to defend.
No. The rush number's starting to grow, though. I think by the time the attack would get here, might have a little bit of difficulty. But yeah, Ottr is maybe being a little over defensive here, or maybe she's looking into just doing a Ling all-in.
Maybe 22 more Lings on the way in addition to what she
Yeah,
already
I think
has.
it's definitely what she's doing.
Yeah, there's centrifugal hooks coming out. Definitely looking for a big push, big explosive push.
I think the ideal situation here is that she manages to catch these roaches out in the open. I think if they fight toward a wall, this could be pretty difficult. Needs to keep the Banelings for squishier targets if she can find them, and if they don't appear, whatever. But I think the time window for this is closing, and there she goes.
Yep, definitely want to catch those roaches out in the open, like you said. Use your numbers to your advantage in this case. Still 18 more Lings. This is a Ling factory. She's still got 1,000 minerals. There's going to be no end to this.
Okay, here comes the engagement. Striking forward. Most of the army is actually not on top of the roaches where it needs to be. And they're attacking creep tumors, but they're joining the rest now, going up for the complete surround here. We'll see if it's going to be enough. Ooh. She's pulling everything away, which I'm a bit surprised to see. I wonder if she's trying to... I wonder why that happened.
Not entirely sure. Maybe she's waiting for upgrades?
Maybe probably reinforcements.
Maybe.
She's going to be able to engage these roaches a little further out, but now they've got reinforcements, and they're going to be up against the wall, which is... No, she's not noticing that the fight's already started. Banelin's going to be at the front here. They're going to damage, soften up some of these guys, but it's not going to be, I don't think, a particularly huge factor here. More Lings coming in, starting to gnaw away at these roaches, but maybe, no, I don't know. Like, okay, they just keep coming. If they just keep coming, she'll eventually win, but I think that's the end of the reinforcements.
I think so too. Yeah, these roaches are super low, though. This +1 attack is going to be out pretty soon.
Oh man, this is actually looking really, really bad for Ottr. Didn't get anything done with that attack there. Maybe it just came a little bit too late. I don't know, it might have been better to move out earlier. Probably wouldn't have even needed the Banelings, honestly.
Yeah, definitely needs to start using her gas on Banelings too, though. I mean, it's good to have those to soften them up. Banelings need to be in the front, do some frontal damage before the Ling brethren get destroyed. Yeah, half these are turning into Banelings now, so.
There's still some things that Ottr can pull off in this situation since Anuzarg is being defensive. If she can spread her units around, keep an eye on the army, try and bait them out a little bit, she can run Banelings into his base and start really causing havoc. But I think at this point she needs to avoid a head-on fight for a little while.
I don't want to wait too long, because Groove Spines is going to be done, and he's going to have about 10 Hydralisks here to back up his army.
Yeah, this is looking real solid from Anuzarg. I mean, he was kind of mounting up a lot of gas there early on, but he's gotten complete control of that, and he's spending his resources excellently in this match.
Yep, definitely. Main is near mined out, though. He's got a 4th base coming along the way to dodge that.
Okay. Anuzarg is getting an infestation pit. Not Anuzarg, sorry, Ottr is. They were talking earlier about swarm hosts a bunch, and I wonder if Otter's taking the initial win is licensed to have some fun.
Uh-oh.
Because that might be what we're about to see.
Swarm hosts against roaches, that's going to be...
Or it was just for upgrades, I don't know.
That's possible.
Oh, this again. So technically this can hurt a lot, but there's a question of whether or not she'll even kill the roaches. The Hydras, if the engagement goes correctly, will die to the Banelings, but...
They are very, very squishy.
Did he just destroy? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. He destroyed his own creep tumor there.
I was like, did a Ling run forward? Let's see what. Okay.
Ottr hesitating a little bit to morph in more Banelings. Definitely good to have more of those. I don't know. It's hard to tell what's going to happen here. I mean, we're gonna see a lot of Zerg bowling going on, but
I think, unfortunately, with this many Banelings, what this kind of turns into is if there's enough of them, she obliterates the army, but probably doesn't have enough to clean up anything. Well, no, she's added a lot of links. This is where the numbers get weird because this is the sort of thing you do in a unit tester, not a normal game.
You don't want to poke the bright glowy balls.
Actually, yeah, all she needs to do, run. Oh, here it goes out there, and then the Zerg swarm surrounds like a white blood cell and just starts gnawing away. Banelings are good units, and they kill almost everything. We've got some Lings left, and they actually are going to completely clean up this army, but it was kind of a Pyrrhic victory. Everyone died. Everyone.
Yep. Lings stringing across the map now. Reinforcements. Anuzarg still has a base up, though.
Yeah. Time is on his side. Ottr really needs to do damage to his bases.
Yep. He's got a macro hatch as well. Definitely going to be working with a little bit more larva, but... A lot of Lings getting slaughtered now. Those upgrades really coming into play, especially Groove Spines.
No, okay. Never mind. Ottr was probably getting that just for upgrades. No swarm hosts.
No swarm hosts.
Nothing fancy.
Okay.
Oof. Just Lings.
Almost had a heart attack there when you said that.
Oh, she's getting a hive.
Ultras?
Oh, hopefully she makes Ultras. Ultras would be cool.
Ultras would be nice. Yes.
Hopefully she survives long enough to get Ultras. That's a question now.
Yeah, frankly, Anuzarg could push.
Yes.
Could be big trouble.
I don't think he has any idea about... Yeah, he doesn't really know a ton about how much Otter's expanded, really. Like, he can see the 3rd building. He sees that nothing is at the 4th, but he doesn't know if she's put bases elsewhere. So he's probably suspecting, especially given that previous game, that our economy is a lot further ahead than it appears. But yeah, Anuzarg is ahead 73 workers to 35 right now, and you can see... You've been able to see the fruits of that. It's just they rebuilt that army almost immediately.
Yep, definitely. And he's now maxed too, so he's gonna have to make something happen here in order to continue using his resources.
Oh, that is possibly the worst place to fight. Oh, well, no, the Banelings are gonna probably get to the Hydras and murder most of them.
Ouch.
But not enough.
Yep. Not enough Banelings there.
Honestly, I think Anuzarg could just take even fights from here. He could just lose his whole army like 3 or 4 times and rebuild it over and over again. Yeah. That's GG there.
Yep. Definitely wasn't going to be able to keep up with the production. I mean, just the larva, the amount of money he had. He was up 1 base, the economy. It's pretty solid for Anuzarg staying up 1 base.
So were we both refs that time?
No, I didn't really listen to the music either.
Because I know it was playing campaign music for me.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay. You were the referee. I was a spectator, so.
Maybe it's random. Who knows?
All right, going on a quick break here. Anuzarg's going to use the washroom.
So yeah, it's been an interesting day. Haven't played a lot of Heroes the past couple days because I came down with a sinus infection. Also started a diet a few days ago, and I think I screwed it up initially and messed my immune system up a bit. But that problem's been corrected.
Oh, it's totally possible. Yeah, you don't want to be... You got to be careful with that stuff. I need to start thinking about one. I'm teetering on the nearly have to do something about what's going on right now.
Okay. Yeah, I got a suggestion that should be pretty good. I found a website that doesn't just track like calories or carbs, but actually tracks literally everything and gives you the recommended amounts, so you don't do anything stupid. It's cool. Really nice for just being healthy.
Yeah, that sounds good. Another thing I've got an app on my phone that alerts me whenever there are free apps, and several weeks ago there were a few weeks in a row where there were their 7-10 minute workout apps. They have diagrams and things like that. They time you and just routines you can get into. And I thought about even if it were just 7 minutes in the morning before I start my commute, things like that, because I recently have changed my diet. I used to eat fast food every single day. Ooh, very bad, very expensive too. I looked at the the money for that. That's quite a bit out of my paycheck. So definitely gonna look forward to the the little jingle in my pocket there, and hopefully less cholesterol.
Yeah.
Yeah. So things are turning around though. I'll get a handle on it. I mean, I'm not overweight or anything, but it's starting to get to the point where I'm like, hey.
Well, I mean, at the very least, it's always good to have appropriate amounts of energy and everything.
My gut bounces a little more than it used to when I walk.
Anyway, but yeah, I'll be getting back onto the whole like Heroes train probably tonight, actually.
Yeah, that should be fun. Anybody in the chat plays Heroes, welcome to add us. We run groups. Usually, we've got a Skype group we set up, all that fun stuff. We play nightly.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, almost nightly, so we'll definitely for at least 4 or 5 hours at a time. So.
Yeah, I played a lot. It's all good, though.
Definitely. Looking forward to getting back into the swing of it tonight. Probably got a couple dailies waiting for me. The Secret Spring. This is going to be an interesting map, ZVZ. Got those rocks in the middle. And I think last time, didn't they play on this? They played on this last time, and Ottr liked knocking the rocks over, I think.
I can't remember, honestly, this particular map.
I think she knocked over the rocks and trapped her lings in the middle, something like that. I remember that happening. Like that. Yeah.
But anyway, this map, there's a reason it gets vetoed all the time. We'll talk about that in a second, though.
Yeah.
On the right side of the map, we have our Purple Zerg player, currently in position, like his opponent, to take this series. It is Anuzarg.
In the southwest position, his opponent, spawning as the green Zerg. It is Ottr. Dropping last map, bringing the series 1-1. This should be pretty good.
So here's the thing, right? Let's take a look at the middle of the map. Anybody here fans of Steps of War? That's what this map is. You know why? Because you can build a wall with 2 structures next to these collapsible rocks. So effectively, you can put proxy barracks or proxy gateways right there, and people don't like that. In ZVZ, I imagine just early pools are just fast here, and thereby this probably turns into a Ling fest on most cases. Of course, that's again when we're talking about other players. We got to talk about our players specifically here. I think both of them, since they've lost one game, and they've both won games playing essentially their standard style. I expect to see them do the exact same thing here, irrespective of the map.
Yep, definitely them. I mean, they're both poised to expand already. We're definitely looking at a macro game here. Roaches definitely fallback unit for ZVZ, and I expect that to happen again.
Pretty much identical builds.
Yep, pretty close to identical. Otter's gonna sit back on her Lings and get things done with that. So.
Okay, so gotten that out of the way. If you're facing me on ladder and I show up on this map, Protoss player, I'm probably going to place a pylon at one of these gold bases and warp stuff on the ground and attack you. Mostly because I don't trust you. It's not because I hate macro play or something, but just because I'm sitting there thinking, if I don't rush this guy, he's going to rush me, and then bad things will happen to me.
Especially against Zerg. You got to kill the Zerg before anything happens, and then you don't have to worry about late game.
Yeah, honestly, you could force a two-base game on here, though. Just because the ramp's so tiny, you've got to tuck it natural. It is a little tricky, but it can be done as Protoss. But yeah, I mean, this is not a map where I would be surprised to see things get quick, but it doesn't always happen either, which is nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All players are... Hatchery's complete now. Get into the macro swing of things. Spawning pools down. Gas down. Pretty much identical game to last. Only difference is the map. That's definitely going to change the game, especially if Ottr continues to, reinforce the way she does with the links. Link speed, stuff like that. It's going to be a shorter reinforce point. It may end up tipping in her favor in that case. More links, more surface area, more damage.
Well, both players spending their money reasonably well, keeping themselves from being supply blocked, getting everything out, getting injects down, I think. Yeah. Larva numbers look about the same.
Yep. Queen energy is pretty low. Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see them be more or less identical until a fight happens. And from there, that's where we're going to see who has the stronger macro grit, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. Now, difference here, too, is... Well, I was just going to compliment them on how they're not supply blocked, and...
Sorry!
Oh...
Well, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, the balloon
It's a temporary one. He's got 2 overlords on the way, so he'll be okay, but that's still pretty frustrating.
Yep. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, so now we're back in order. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. They're both more on top of their supply than they were last game, so...
Oh, yeah.
Should see less larva.
Any supply block you see generally tends to put a player about 10 supply behind, just by virtue of it being there. Of course, it's always good to remember that if it happened to you at your given level, and if the MMR system is working correctly, it'll probably happen to the other guys. It's usually not too big a thing to worry about unless it happens a lot.
Oh, yeah, totally.
In this case, though, we don't have either player doing that. Instead, looks like Ottr started to pump out the army here.
Yep, both players going up to lair. Ottr going for the Lings again. 22 on the way. They are rallied right here down to the main base. So
worker count is still about the same, though. 35 to 37. Only minor increase in drones for Anuzarg. He's going for those earlier upgrades, but he doesn't really have the army to back it up just quite yet. It's a very interesting thought process that we have here. I imagine that this build probably has a timing problem right about now between 7 minutes and 7:30, whereas if stuff shows up, there just isn't anything to fight it off.
Yep, definitely nothing here. I mean, he was waiting for the roaches. He was stockpiling gas so he could get the first few out. And that would have been a huge problem if those links had hit right as they had popped.
Yeah.
If Ottr
Quite
had gotten... Yeah, definitely. I mean, if she'd gotten a scout off and realized the kind of lack of defense there, that could have been a huge blow. Huge blow to
his
economy.
I mean, we can't really expect either of them to have known that was there just quite yet. But just kind of musing while we have the time here.
Yeah, definitely talking hypothetically there.
Otter's going to send her Lings over. We're looking at a really weak force at the front here. A couple more Roaches coming up to join it, but there are 3 Queens here. And they are bunched up on the ramp. So this is not the greatest place to fight for Ottr, because getting us around here is going to be hard.
Don't want to sit in the vision. No, Roaches are on the ramp now.
Hey, back away, back away. Come on.
Oh.
Don't fight him there. Yeah, there you go.
That's going to be rough. Not taking the fight. Kind of hanging out here. Ooh, we're coming back.
Anuzarg needs to not take the bait and run out there, though.
Yeah, he's got him on hold position. She's trying to bait the Roaches off the ramp, but I don't think it's going to be happening here. He's content to move up into... Ooh, a little mutiny going on here. I got a Ling. Yep, Hydroden going down. Glial reconstitution for these Roaches. So he's getting +1 missile attacks as well. So the range is going to be strong with this one.
Yes. So yeah, Anuzarg just going up to Roach Hydra very, very quickly here, and it's looking like he's could be able to do that quite well. The spawning pool?
She's I'm pretty sure that's a mistake, because there is already one on the map.
So what is this supposed to be? What's next to it? We have a...
Probably
evolution chamber.
Right? Hydroden?
Maybe. Those are on 2 different tabs, so I guess that's possible.
Unless it's... Ooh, careful. Still trying to fight on that ramp.
Yeah. Just trying to just checking to see if there's an opening there. There's no other way into the space. So, I mean, unless Anuzarg moves out of the way, she's not getting up there.
For sure, definitely. Just gonna check for a third. There is not one.
She's getting one herself, so she's just gonna basically contain him in here.
Yep, that's totally okay. Actually, probably the best move at this point, since you can't get into the base. Why not?
Nope. I mean, and then pretty much Anuzarg's gonna have to build up to a pretty decent-sized army before he can just break out of here. He's gonna have to fight in totally open ground. He will get completely surrounded. And you can even see he's starting to shell up. He's putting up defenses. This could end up working against him, though. He's actually getting behind a little bit economically to Ottr. And if she gets enough time, she may be able to work her way up to something like Ultralisks and really be able to run him around.
Yep. Another thing, too, with Zerg, I mean, the extra base is going to bring extra larvae. Yep. It's effectively a third resource for the Zerg. So
Ottr should probably move this rally point. It'd probably not be good to put all of her reinforcements onto the vision of Zerg.
Yeah, you don't want him peeking at that.
A little scary. That's okay, because Anuzarg is terrified of leaving space right now, so she can just throw these out there as a way of being like, hey, look, there's units here, come kill them. You know you want to. Nothing bad will happen to them from the south or anything.
The only problem is he can see that giant ball of Lings right there waiting on the edge of the creep.
Yeah, no, they're just going to be like, oh, hi. Oh, nope, you're still there. Okay. Nope, still no third. We didn't get drop a drone over there. Yep. This is about the point, though, where I, as a player, get paranoid, and I would send out a couple Lings to check all the other bases, even though it's not necessary. So I'd be like, what are you doing?
Yep, gotta know what's going on. I mean, yeah, I'd be checking myself, too. He hasn't moved in a while. Poked out, saw the Lings, and decided not for him. Not for him.
Nope. Anuzarg's stocking, Anuzarg. Ottr is actually stacking a lot of gas right now. And still actually getting the ground upgrades for damage? For range damage, and she's getting the Hydra. Oh, she's going to go Hydra Ling again.
Hydra Ling again, yep.
Yeah, she's got the supply for it. She's got the resources for it. I think we're about to see it happen.
Oh yeah, and I mean she's just going to roll further ahead in economy. I mean, if you look at the push here,
there is one really scary part about this, and it's the upgrade difference. Currently 2-2 for Anuzarg. Lings are dying. Run away! Run away! Run away!
No, don't want to engage under these spine crawlers. Hydras.
I actually think this is one situation that could have worked out in her favor, but she's fallen so far behind in the upgrade count now. She's also running her Lings someplace where they can't retreat. She should decide a good direction to go.
Yeah, there we go. Heading back the right way now. Yeah, no, the Roaches effectively blocking off the Hydralisks, letting them do their thing, but Hydras for Ottr coming out now.
She's gonna need an insane lead to make this work. That her units are actually considerably squishier than Anuzarg's at the moment.
Yeah, she's got 2 melee and 1 range. Well, Anuzarg has 2 range, 2 carapace.
Yeah, so it's...
And yeah, all of his units are ranged. That's gonna be pretty painful.
Given enough time, maybe she'll build those units up and catch up there. Also, honestly, whoever walks across this pathway and gets into a fight is going to die, which is why he just knocked the rocks down. But stay over there. I'm going to expand now.
Yep, finally getting his base up. Overlord here. Overlord
Trying
speed. Moving in, gonna spot what's going on. Just gonna see the. Not gonna see it. Gonna try. Nope.
Oh, yeah, more lings. So she's basically grabbing she's grabbing the crackling upgrade, which gives them 25% extra speed. It's called adrenal glands. Crackling's more fun.
Crackling.
Um,
Crack baby lings.
Yep, cracklings. Got the Hydra upgrade. She's gonna have the max damage upgrades. Really should start getting Carapace soon. But that said, since this is an all damage output army, this isn't that bad. Okay, walking forward is. This is not a good idea. These are all ranged units for Anuzarg. He can just position up right here and essentially skewer her.
Oh crap! Don't want to do that.
She's walking into it. Gotta back away. Come on. Yeah.
Can't engage those units. She was max before that little tussle there, but.
Pretty much we have an extremely awkward situation where they're either going to have to break the rocks on either side and try and sneak around to get a better engagement position. It looks like that's what Ottr wants to do. Maybe.
She's going to run up
here.
here
she's
again.
actually...
Ooh.
Her face... leaves.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah, a little lag there. That's...
a little bit of lag. Your voice is kind of funny. But,
dear.
Yeah, those...
Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on.
Spine crawlers there at the front. That's going to kind of deter any other attack decisions here. Just gonna run up here again. Gonna check. Nope, definitely still want to do that.
Getting some network spikes. If I had to guess, either Steam was downloading something and/or one of my parents was watching something on YouTube, which they've started doing more of lately.
Oh, good and bad.
But I seem to have DC'd from the WCS interface. It just says adrenal glands 15.7 off on the right.
Oh no.
That's interesting.
Interesting desync, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know that could happen. So this Overlord's going to be like, hey guys, something bad's about to happen. You should probably care about it.
Flat. Very, very well done. Very top-notch performance.
Ling's engaging a little bit ahead of the rest of the army, plus 3 attacks, though, in play for the army of Hydras at the top here. And huge line of units for both sides here. It's getting a little bit smaller for Ottr, just a little bit quicker, though, and it seems that the extra tanking from Anuzarg's Roaches was more than enough for him to survive through that. However, Ottr is resupplying this army very, very quickly.
Yikes. Yeah, pretty scary. That +2 on those Hydras, coupled with range. Ooh, yay. Very scary to look at. As a Protoss player, my heart hurts right now. It has a Hydra spike through it.
Well, Anuzarg is not building any more Roaches, though. He is just, it looks like, resupplying almost entirely in Hydras. And if this continues to happen, Ottr may have an opportunity to utilize Banelings.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We'll see if she bothers.
Yeah, both players have effectively reset to 2 bases here. The mains are pretty much mined out. Anuzarg pushing for 4th base. He's starting to get that up. Ottr is still on 3. Probably wants to get on that pretty soon.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be up there. Yeah. No. Anuzarg's already back to max. He has less workers than her, too, so that army is larger by default.
Yeah, a lot larger. It is 78 to 146 supply. Not favoring Ottr, actually.
Yeah.
No, probably don't want to engage. No, Hydra's moving forward.
She's going to go for it. This is a very, very large ball of units, though, and yeah, she sees that now and has to back away. Hydras, unfortunately, have always come with the annoying problem of not being very mobile. And that upgrade does help, but, you know, the race of Hydras versus Hydras, Hydras do win.
Yeah, definitely.
Basically, the more Hydras win.
The more Hydras win. Ottr trying to jump on the gold base there. Anuzarg saying no.
Oh man, she probably would have been able to hold that too if she hadn't actually gone up there. Anuzarg was waiting for that opportunity. And it looks like he's going to crush Ottr's army.
Crush Ottr's army, move in, take out this third base. And
GG.
Too much to deal with here. Series goes to Anuzarg, 2-1.
So we will give them about a minute here, and they will be back shortly.
Yep, gonna pull the players into Skype now, get the exit interview. Those are very good games. They've both come a long way, actually.
Yeah, and even putting that aside, it was a lot closer than it was last time.
Yeah,
you could see the fruits of Ottr's practice there.
Definitely stark contrast.
Neither of them actually did use the swarm host, despite the discussions before and afterwards.
There was the infestation pit. The option was there. It just never happened.
Neither of them had had wanted to do it. And I don't really blame them either. If you don't understand how they work, it's kind of tough. It's like it's like being out of position with tanks. If you do that slightly wrong, everything dies.
Yep.
Same problem.
Yep. They're both switching to the swarm host portrait now. Cow hosts. Yeah, cow hosts. Cow hosts.
Yeah, they're having fun over there.
This is a very very interesting conversation prior to the beginning of the game. So, it's, don't worry, we're confused too.
Okay. Well.
Time to do some poking. Aggressive poking.
What would you say? Oh, Anuzarg's back. Okay. No need to...
Hi.
Hello.
Yay. Cow host power. Have to love them. Cow host power.
Congratulations on winning that one, though definitely getting a little bit more resistance from Ottr on this one. We'll see if she rejoins the Skype call here shortly, but...
She's probably trying to calm herself down from all that laughing, probably.
Whether she does or not, however, we can start off the questions. Just talking about game number one. Game number one was on Expedition Lost. Let's talk a little bit about this game and anything you might have been thinking about knowing that you're going to be playing Ottr again.
So basically, I have already taken the nickname of Queen of Lings on Ottr already. So I was actually, over these past 2 weeks, I was actually researching how to counter Roach Hydra, how to counter Lings with Roach Hydra, basically. So what I came up with was basically to use an early Carapace. Well, it really didn't work out because of all my horrible resource management and larva management, but the idea was I should get Carapace early and then make a timing attack, so the Lings don't deal so much damage to the roaches because of the Carapace, basically. So, but it didn't turn out so well, because eventually Ottr's macro just killed me in the end. So then, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, that was an interesting game to watch. It's not often that you see Ling Hydra going up against Roach Hydra, but It's definitely true that sometimes the compositions don't matter as much as whoever has more stuff. And it definitely worked out that way.
But Omega, could I ask you a question? Actually, how many bases was she on at that game? On that game, actually.
Pretty much one ahead of yours most of the time. I'm pretty sure.
I see.
It wasn't that much, but it was enough.
Yeah.
I think the bigger thing was I think she had a lot more workers than you did, and the second game was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Second game on Deadwing. Talk a little bit about this one.
So this game, I was actually thinking, all right, I am a bit too bad at resource management. I was attacking way too much. I was building too little army because every time Ottr just attacks me, she has a bigger army. So I'm like, all right, this game I'll play a bit more passive. I'll just stay back. I'll just be building army units just in case she makes a surprise attack. And that's how it just slowly macroed up until I got max army and then just attacked her like that. So that was kind of the mentality I was in that game.
Yeah, from Otter's perspective, it looked like she was trying to build to a Ling Bane attack and maybe went out a little late. But the end result was obviously just big economy, didn't take damage to the economy, just make stuff. Kind of, again, like I said before, the opposite of the first game in terms of who was doing it. But it was the same sort of scenario where just lots of stuff. You can lose your army once, it doesn't matter, you just build it again.
Yep.
But
Farmhouse mentality, basically.
Pretty much.
I wonder.
Insofar as the third game is concerned, and I haven't gotten any messages from Ottr. If she comes back into the call, one way or the other, we can still ask her stuff. We'll just go through the same questions, but well, nonetheless, that third question here, which is Secret Spring. This one got a little bit odd, in that this is a map, I think, with a lot of my recent discoveries on this map, I kind of expect faster games, but you guys were respecting each other and going for macro.
Yeah, I really like how many choke points there are on that map, especially against Lings. I really like it.
Yeah.
You can just have a bunch of roaches just hold position at the top of the ramp, and I can just indefinitely hold it.
Yeah.
Of course, there's like 2 bases behind it as well, so that's pretty nice against Lings.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the one in the middle. Oh well. That. So this game, I was also in the same mentality. Just build a lot of. Just because I won in the second game, so I thought like, all right, this mentality is good to just passively build up a lot of army, and then wait until I get max army, then attack her, and get a lot of upgrades, get hive, all those sort of stuff. But this game, there was something special because there are all those like Ottr was essentially like just starving me out on 2 bases with her entire army of Lings, so I was like so afraid to move out. So basically, I had little to no Vespene gas. Every time I hit a button to try build something, the queen, like the commentator queen, will always just tell me I have no Vespene gas. So basically, I was getting starved out, and eventually, if I waited until I got like 2-2 before I actually moved out and killed all those Lings, and then moved on to the other ramp to fight it there. Basically, yeah. Okay.
Yep. From Otter's side, it looked like she was trying to contain you on the 2 bases. She went up to a 3rd base very, very quickly. But yeah, you made very good use of those choke points on that map. That was not something I'd ever thought about, but pretty much you can't really attack the other person if you get to a large enough army. You just kind of stare at each other across the choke point, and whoever runs across it ends up running into a brick wall. It's pretty weird. Like I don't think you see that really happen on any other map.
It's actually literally a brick wall, especially after you tear down that little stone.
Yeah.
Literally, it's a brick wall.
But of course, naturally, I mean, the fight did eventually go out into the side of the map and became more of an open ground battle. And at that point, though, I think it was just superior upgrades, mostly. No carapace upgrades on Otter's side, which ended up making her units super, super squishy.
Yeah, I noticed that. And Lings and Hydras were never very tanky in the first place anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ding.
But, yeah, that pretty much does it for the post-game interview. We have one more match tonight in 45 minutes, and that will be Bertrand versus Ghost Gambit. Ghost Gambit has stated to me that he might be a few minutes late, But
he's actually in the Twitch chat.
we'll still start out at about 7 p.m. PST. Bert isn't the thing. Bert Ghost is not.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, clarification aside, any thoughts from you, Zero, before we wrap this mashup?
I'm sad.
Sad?
Sad.
Still sad about Huck?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That made my weekend sad.
Aww.
But yeah.
At least he got to Premier League.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of other people didn't do that.
I'm glad he qualified because it, just round of 8 last season and now no round of 16.
Yep.
So yeah, anyway, we shall see you all in about 40 minutes for the next one, Bertrand versus Ghost Gambit. Don't miss it.
See you then.